Guys, welcome back to the Adman Show. I don't know you're there with Shane. So today I want to read a story that I like, and I want to share it with you guys. So it's about the Western Child and Adolescent Hospital in St. James, which will be named after the former Prime Minister and the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller. Alright, I like the story because it's rewarding someone who initiated and started the work and did the you know the heavy lifting, which was getting the deal done. And I also want to big up the Prime Minister Andrew Holness as well for doing this or giving her this honor. This is the ideal that we would like to see where you know political parties and successive governments behave like a relay. Where everyone is working for the betterment of Jamaica, and just because my party is not in power, I doesn't mean I should want to see the current party in power doing bad, because if everyone does their job as good as possible and as they should, it's beneficial for all Jamaicans. Whichever party is in power, as long as they're doing a good job, a job that is going to make Jamaica become a better country, then that is something that's beneficial to all Jamaicans, and all Jamaicans should appreciate such a thing. And so I like this story because it's basically an example of that ideal, where everyone is working to work together for the benefit of Jamaica, and everyone is doing what is necessary in order to achieve that. Okay, so let me get into the story. I'll read a little bit and then I'll continue some my commentary. All right, so it says the Western Child and Adolescent Hospital in St. James will be named in honor of former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Simpson, Portia Simpson Miller, in recognition of her role in initiating a landmark health care project. Prime Minister Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness made the announcement during today's May 26 renaming ceremony for the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's 1F North Street building in downtown Kingston, which has been dedicated in honor of Mrs. Simpson Miller, who served for 11 years as Minister of Labor. The Western Child and Adolescent Hospital, a 220-bed specialist facility now under the development on the compound of Cornwall Regional Hospital, is expected to become English-speaking Caribbean's dedicated the English sorry is expected to become English-speaking Caribbean first dedicated pediatric and adolescent hospital. The institution will provide specialized medical care for children and adolescents up to 18 years old. Prime Minister Holness said the decision to name the hospital after Mrs. Simpson Miller had always been the government's intention, noting that she played a critical role in securing the project through negotiations with the government of China. I want to give assurance to the assurance that the Western that the Western Children Hospital, which Portia Simpson Miller went to China and negotiated with the government of China, came back to Jamaica and announced it that is only appropriate that it should be named in her honor and will be done. The Prime Minister said. Dr. Onus explained that the administration had intended to formally announce the naming when the hospital was completed and ready for commissioning. He added that the move forms part of a broader effort to preserve the legacy of the former Prime Minister regardless of political difference. So I'll stop right there. I'll put the link in the description so you can go ahead and read the full article if you'd like. Um, if this is from JIS, just Jamaica Information Service. Okay, alright, so my commentary. I appreciate this and I like this. I like it to touch upon basically what I was saying in the first because it shows that successive government is behaving like a relay, where, when you watch Olympics and there's Jamaica is running, even though these are four individuals also running for their individual honor, they are also running as a team, running for Jamaica's honor. And that is something I wish our politicians practice more of, where it's okay to disagree, it's okay to have difference of opinion, but it's also just like how we can disagree with each other. It's also important that we highlight when each other are doing good. Highlight when someone is doing something good, something beneficial that is beneficial to the country, beneficial to everyone. And in this case, I have to big up Prime Minister Andrew Holness for doing this, for honoring Portia Simpson Miller, the former Prime Minister, for honoring her in getting this deal done, getting this deal negotiated and announced, and she crossed all her I's and T's, and everything was done, basically completed. And for him Alright, so big up Mr. Portia Simpson Miller for that, and big up Prime Minister Andrew Holness for overseeing the development and would probably oversee the development to completion. That's something we have to begin with. For. And again, this is the relay that I'm talking about. And this is something that we should foster and try to ensure that is something that we can continue to build up in the Jamaican political system. Because one of this, unfortunately, one of the disadvantages of democracies is that it becomes a team sports and humans are tribal by nature, and so people start loving their political party or their political tribe more than they love their country. Of course they love their country, but it seems like they have a bias towards the political party and what they view as best for the country, and that's not good for Jamaica. And this is not something that's unique to Jamaica. It's almost the same wherever there's two-party political systems. They are even seeing it right now in America, where it seems to be one of the things that's tearing the country apart, where people are no more almost cut, alongside political party lines. You have the Republicans and Democrats, and they are fighting this ideological war for the soul of America, and it's ripping the country apart. You see, President Trump went in and tear up the Iran nuclear deal that Obama had signed, and now launch a war in Iran that is basically disrupting the global economy and energy markets. That now we here in Jamaica is feeling, because now gas is much more expensive. It's costing a lot more now to fill up our car tanks, and taxes are now trying to get fair raises. So we are suffering the consequence of that. And this is the type of political tribalism that is not good for any country, especially not for Jamaica. We need to be Jamaica is just a small tiny island. We need all of our populations, or almost 3 million of us, to be working together to with a vision of upgrading Jamaica to a paradise on earth. We have a natural paradise, so we need to upgrade our economy as well. Health sector and all of that. And I think this is a huge addition to our healthcare sector, because it's something that's really needed, and it's especially targeting towards our young people, which again I think is great. Because from adolescents, from young toddlers up to 18 years old, these are the future. These kids are going to be the future of Jamaica, and it's important that their health is going to be well taken care of. We would love to see at least a next two more, one in each county, is Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. We'd love to see that. And our health sector in Jamaica is not the best, and so any announcement like this that is encouraging to the health sector is always welcome. And again, I big up all politicians involved in this, the development as well as the negotiation and everything. All the politicians involved in ensuring that this manifests to become a reality. Big up on yourself. This is something that is good for Jamaica, good for our doctors, good for the health sector, good for the citizens and all of that. And I just hope it's a success and it can be completed speedily and all of that. So that's basically what me have to say about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about this move? I know the PNP PNP loyalists should be appreciate this, and this should a good look for Andrew Holness as well. I'm not sure if the JP loyalists would like it. Some people are tribalistic to a detriment, so I'm not sure. But I'm sure some people think this is a good move from the Prime Minister as well. It is a good move. I think it's a good move, both politically and just humanly. Yeah, it's a good thing to do as a human, and it's a good thing politically as well. All right, so that's basically it. What else? Okay, if you're listening to this channel for the first time, and if you have make it this far to the video and you're hearing this from my voice still, and you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, share the video, and comment. And if you guys would like to hear me speak on anything specific, you can leave a comment about that in the comment section as well. I do appreciate you guys for supporting and watching this video, and thank you guys. And I'll also be putting some Amazon links in the description to check out some Amazon affiliate program products. You don't have to buy, but if you do buy, I will definitely be getting like a percentage of whatever sales, affiliate marketing basically. I'll try to ensure that it's something useful. Um, so that you guys can spend your money and get something useful in return. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching the Yardman Show. I'm your host Shane, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and good luck.